I didn't realise I was going to say anything, so I didn't prepare a speech. English is not my first language, so I'll try and say something. Like the MC said, I was a refugee. I came to Australia back in 1997 as a 13-year-old unaccompanied minor. I stayed in a Bendigo detention centre for 3 months. I was released into the community, and I had to, with the support of the Tamil community and the community groups, I had to live on my own and rebuild my life. I did my high school down here and ended up going to university, and now I work for a trade union, finance sector union, and I can tell you that when I came to Australia, I came with some bad memories, similar to what the Tamil refugees flee from nowadays. I am from this small village in the north of Sri Lanka called Nagarkoil. In 1995, I had to leave that village for many reasons. One of them was, and it's a day that I will never forget, and I have shared it on many occasions, is September 22nd, 1995. On September 22nd, 1995, I was studying in this school called Aran Mylvaganam. Over 800 students were studying. Around lunchtime, the Sri Lankan Air Force came and bombed our school. There were 7 bombs dropped on the school and nearby. On that day, I witnessed tens of Tamil children massacred in cold blood by the Sri Lankan army. On that day, 3 of my cousins were killed by the Sri Lankan army. One was a 6-year-old. We only picked her up in pieces. On that day, I lost my brother, who was 14 years old. He was cut in half by the shrapnel. On that day, I witnessed my classmate. He was hanging on the tamarind tree by his intestines. Now, I'm sharing this story to tell you what refugees flee from, the images they come with. Straight after I left the village, that wasn't the end of it. I went through refugee camps. I lived in Bani for a year in a refugee camp. Later we built a small cottage under Tamil tigers. And because of continuous attack by the Sri Lankan Air Force and the Navy, I had to make a decision to leave that country. Along with many of my cousins, I tried to escape the country with the help of my uncle. All of my cousins ended up in European countries. I was the only one ended up in Australia. My intention was not to come to Australia, but because of the routes becoming very easier to come to Australia, I chose to come to Australia. And when I came to Australia, rather than this child who was a victim of persecution being welcomed, Australia chose to lock me away. Australia chose to lock me away in a detention centre in a small area, a 13-year-old boy. As a result of my detention and as a result of what I went through in my life, back in my homeland, and as a result of what I went through living on my own in the community, I suffered severe depression back in the year 2000, and that's when, and I was admitted in Monash Medical Centre for a year. For about six weeks, I think, and that's when the community groups came together and decided to bring my parents into Australia. And since then, my life changed, and I can say that proudly that I am a contributing citizen of Australia. I work for a trade union, like I said, and like many Australians, I pay my taxes, and I'm a model citizen like many other the refugees who have been given an opportunity to live in this great country. I currently work with quite a lot of refugees. I go to the detention centre. It is very sad to see that refugees who fled similar situations to that I fled are facing indefinite detention. I work very closely with the ASIO rejected refugees. I just can't understand how the Australian government mistreats the Tamil asylum seekers by keeping them in detention for over 3 and 4 years. I'm very close to many of them. Some of them have gone through the final massacre, which happened in 2009, where over 40,000 Tamils were killed by the Sri Lankan army just under a month. So I just can't understand how the Australian government mistreats the Tamil asylum seekers on one hand, and on the other hand, they have a strong relationship where they have gone to an extent where they welcome the war criminals with red carpet. I just can't understand that. Last week, 2 weeks ago, GL Puris and the president's son, who has been accused of sending Tamils on board, in exchange for quite a big sum of money, has been welcomed with red carpet. I just can't understand that. One thing that I want to see in terms of the policies is when it comes to security checks, when it comes to refugees being rejected by or kept in detention by ASIO's negative security assessment, there should be an alternative. They shouldn't be in detention, indefinitely. There should be an alternative where they can live in the community while they're waiting for their security risk reassessed. Thank you.